lengths in Group 1 company prior to that, and that was back in 2014. It's just a question of, I think, what level is he capable of running to? I think that's the question with him, and how much of his ability he retains as well. Indeed. Is he up to listed class? Is he better? Because the truth is, although this is a conditions race, he's probably going to have to run to Group 3 level to win it. Maybe slightly better. Maybe slightly better. So, he's the favourite. Absolutely no way would I be pummeling into him in a race like this. Forge is an obvious one as an alternative. He's run respectably against some good horses. He's basically run against some Group 2, Group 1 horses, hasn't he? Really. I mean, twice he's been behind Thickeryat. One of those was in the Jersey. Ribchester, we've seen go on and prove himself at Group 1 level. He was only 2 and a bit lengths ahead of Forge in that race. Thickeryat, again, was too good for McGlorious Goodwood, even although that horse bombed out. That was too bad to be true in the Celebration Mile the other day. And then he was 6 lengths behind Nemeralia at York, and you know, she was a Group 1 filly and a Group 3. So he's had some tough assignments. 3-year-olds have got a good record in this race. 5 renewals of it. They've won twice. Favourites have won 3, by the way, as well. So he gets weight. This looks an opportunity for him. It's just a case of can he go and grasp it by the scruff of the neck now. I think Dark Emerald is a bit overpriced at 7.5s. He was second in this race 12 months ago, and that was behind another 3-year-old, Richard Pankhurst. He was giving him, what, £11 last year. He's got to do the same again to Forge. He's got to give 10 to Muwari. I think it's a really tough ask for this horse, but he travelled really well into that race, and he got to within a short head of Richard Pankhurst. The same horse who was, what, a length and 3/4 ahead of him in Hungerford last time. Home of the Brave was second in that race. They're really solid horses there ahead of him, and that was a Group 2. He's got so much strong handicap form in the book. The weights are potentially a bit of a killer, but at 7.5s, you don't have to pay too much to find out. I've thrown a few quid at him just because I think there are slight questions about the top 2, about whether they can go and do it. And he's run well in this race before. I don't think giving away the weight's going to be easy for him, but he had a good go last year. He's in good nick, and I think he's capable of running his race. By the way, the one they're backing, that One Word More, he was behind Dark Emerald in this race 12 months ago. He only beat one home that day. Slightly slower ground, admittedly, but that shouldn't have been an issue. He's got enough form in the book. He's been backed at sort of 9-1. He's only a point bigger than Dark Emerald. I must admit, I don't really see that myself, but we'll see. Seen some things happen and some shorties turned over today already. Dark Emerald's really weak, isn't he? He's up to 8s now, from 13 to 2. Maybe that's the money for Forge. I think Forge probably looks like the one, doesn't he? Given the horses he's banged into, dropping grade, 3-year-old getting the weight. He's the one to beat, I think, for me, Forge. And he has now been supported. Amazur's been supported. He'd be a similarly rated horse to One Word More, 4-year-old. Won a sprint handicap at Newcastle, but he's got some 7 furlong form, and in fact that came over course and distance last May in a handicap here at the track, so he's been here before. And I suppose that, I mean, who's going to go on? That is a big question. Ulu the Zulu's been forward previously. Forge can race a bit freely. No obvious pace set, and we know Muwari stays a mile, so slow run race wouldn't necessarily be to his liking. He can be keen and has been in the past, so I think the way this race is run may well determine who in the end comes out on top, and that's a big question mark. Who's going to grab this by the scruff of the neck? They flip-flopped again. Mawari's now 13-8, Forge is 7-4, 8-1 bar the two. Well, looks like they've settled on a favourite. How's it going to pan out? Stuart will tell us.
Forge with the blindfold on walking in, and One Word More also blindfolded going in. A Shadow Hunter gets a little fretful, but they're all set. They're off. 7 furlongs. Lulu the Zulu, slowest to leave the stalls. The British Stallion Studs EBF Conditions Stakes, and Forge Pink Cap handy. Mawari out wide tracking over. The grey Dark Emerald up between them as they head into the turn. Then Shadow Hunter Red Cap from Amazor, the nose-banded Lulu the Zulu, and One Word More at the back of the field. So Forge sharing the front-running duties, a trio of them breaking away from the others. Dark Emerald just a half length away and a couple to Mawari. 3 lengths away then to Shadow Hunter from Amazor. One Word More makes a place, and Lulu the Zulu drops the tail. In line for home, heading to the half mile. Dark Emerald the grey going freely, rejoining Forge. On down to halfway, there's still 2 clear. Mawari, Hannigan are waiting in the wings. Then a 3 or 4 length break to Shadow Hunter. Amazor away to the left. One Word More chased along, and Lulu the Zulu is still last of all. 2.5 left to go. Forge and Dark Emerald not giving each other much peace. Mawari now shaken up away to the left, trying to close inside the 2. Forge hard under the rail. Dark Emerald driven. Lulu the Zulu's running on in behind the 3 up ahead. Mawari just leaning left as he comes to challenge Forge. Down towards the last furlong. Forge now asked for a bit more by Kingscote. Stretches on from Mawari, Dark Emerald, Lulu the Zulu. One Word More and Shadow Hunter stay on. Forge in front. Mawari gets to his quarters, won't get past. Forge beats Mawari. One Word More was up for 3rd, and Lulu the Zulu in 4th.
What an interesting race to watch unfold, and it's Forge who rewards Richard Kingscote for his positivity in the end. Sir Michael Stout's Khaled Abdallah horse has got his head in front, and it's not as if he got a solo out in front at all. It was quite a rough race on the turn for Dark Emerald and Mawari. We'll come back to that perhaps later. And Mawari got sort of shuffled sideways, and then in truth he got outpaced, didn't he? And you could expect that beforehand. I think he's been strong enough in mile races previously, and in the end Dark Emerald couldn't go with them. He's beat a hasty retreat, having tried to force it with Forge. He's paid for that as well as a bit of trouble, and in the end Forge has had enough in hand to repel Mawari, who was going on in the closing stages. And One Word More has just picked up the pieces. They were run off their feet there, and Forge has asked some questions, and he's come up with the answer too.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Salisbury and